Good morning, boys and girls, moms and dads, everybody in viewer land. Today we have a special guest. We have Assistant Chief Chopper from the fire department here. So he's gonna help us do things a little safer and point out what we are doing right and what we're doing wrong. So Chop, tell the boys and girls about the cabinet.
Cabinet is a Class 3 flammable cabinet, which is going to keep your gasoline and your hydrocarbons safe from if you get an ignition source outside of the cabinet, like out in your garage. So if you're causing sparks, you're not going to cause a fire with all of your hydrocarbons.
There you go. So today we're going to run our generators, of course. So we're going to take our gasoline in a funnel, and we just put a cord in them to run them. So now that we're away from the cabinet, is it a good idea to close that, or should I just leave it open?
I would close it for safety.
There you go. So take a second, like the Assistant Chief Chape says, and give her a whirl and a twirl and give the doors closed. So let's go put some fuel in the Champion dual fuel. So Chop, you've seen many of the videos, and you get to see this one live here today, and you made a point that it's really kept clean. Is there an advantage to keeping your equipment clean?
Absolutely. Less heat buildup on your engine and your stator, which is making your electricity.
So I'm going to put a quart of gasoline in it out of my thing. So I use my transmission funnel just to make it easy. And I'm going to just pour a quart in here. And it's easier to do than with the 5 gallons. So I keep this. And now I always take my gasoline and I dump it into the motor vehicles when they need it, and I always rotate it out. I get fresh gas in my cans. So that's a good idea, isn't it, to keep the gasoline
Absolutely.
fresh? So now if I'm going to run this baby, I'm going to go ahead and start her.
So, dog, I would put that gas can a little farther away.
Oh, that'd be a problem because sparks and heat and the gasoline here.
Yep, especially that gas can could expand because it's getting heat. And when you go to open it, you're going to have gas going all over you.
Exactly. So I'm not going to want to have my gasoline anywhere near this once you fuel it. So I'm going to take the gas, and is it the liquid that burns of the gasoline, or what burns in the gasoline?
Fumes.
The fumes. So there's fumes in the funnel, and possibly fumes from the gasoline or on the can. So I could start a fire. So I'm going to want to put that, where am I going to want to put that?
Oh, at least a good safe 10 feet away.
Would that be good?
That would be perfect.
So if I keep my fuel over there, I'm good. Now, what do I need to do as far as doors and windows? How can I push this in the garage if it's raining?
Nope. Unless you had a garage door open, maybe, but you're still going to contain CO.
It's still going to contain CO. And you can smell CO, right?
No.
You can't smell it. So should I close that door?
No.
No, the overhead door now. Not let the fumes get in.
Yeah. Close it now, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to close this door. Step over to safety features. So the door's closed. It's in a ventilated area, at least 5 feet away from the building. If you look at the sticker up here, 5 feet. So it's 5 feet away from doors, windows, and now I won't have a problem with CO, will I?
Nope. Should be safe.
So if I turn this thing on and run it, we're going to be running it, and we run it for a minute. So then I'm going to want to put a load on it. So I'm going to take my handy dandy extension cord here.
Whoa, dog, that doesn't look like it's very safe. Oh, there's no ground on there.
Oh. What's that for? Don't you just pull it off?
No, that will trigger your circuit breaker, so if something goes wrong, it doesn't overheat your electrical system.
Oh, and the ground fault breakers and all that won't work?
Correct.
Oh, so you can't use this kind of extension cord?
Nope, I would not use that kind of extension cord. I would use that kind.
So this is a good one because it's clean, it's taken care of.
That one looks much better and safe, dog.
It's got all the prongs and
OSHA
everything.
compliant.
So,
And NFPA.
So I'm good with this cord. So I don't have a draw on it, and you don't want to start a generator with a draw on it, and you don't want it to die with a draw on it either. So it's important that we start it, let it run for a minute, and then we can plug in our device and let it have a draw while it runs a little bit. And then we'll go take a look at the Generac and see what we got to do over there.
So the plan.
Do you want to start it?
Oh, I'll let the pro do it.
All right, turn on the battery, full choke. So she's running now. Now is this safe to operate in wet environments, rain and all that stuff? No. That's why I have that Gen tent to cover it, to keep it safe, kind of like my Generac. But now that it's run for a minute, we're going to let it run that cord out, and we're going to come back before the cord runs out and shut the vacuum off too. So let's walk over to the So here's our Generac. If this was running and you had an emergency situation to where you had to shut the power down, what would the fire department do? Because you can't just shut it down in the transfer switch. And it's locked. How would you get in there?
We simply come to the back, and there's a switch back here. Only turn it off. All Generacs are set up the exact same. They all got that switch.
And then by looking at the light,
I know that's running when it's on green.
yeah, so go ahead and flip the switch off. And the light turns to red to let them know that it's off and it's safe. And it's going to shut off even with a load on it. It's running the house, but it's an emergency situation. You guys are different, so you're going to shut it down with a load. That's not how we would do that, boys and girls. On the next Monday's video, a week from now, when we have a new video, we'll show you what you do, how to shut it down properly. But in an emergency situation, the fire guys can't mess around, and they need to shut it off to make the scene secure for everybody here, including themselves. So now to clear this code, you take your handy dandy keys that the fire guys don't have, which is why that switch is on the outside. And you can see it's stopped alarm and it's flashing off. So now to reset that, we simply turn the switch back on. Then you come here, then you push off, enter, and then you push the automatic ready to run. So it's ready to run now. So that's what you would do. You would push the off and turn it off because it's flashing for you. You hit the enter and you go to green. Ready to run, hours of protection. So anytime we're working on the unit, it's important. You could probably get away checking the oil, but I don't recommend that. Always turn it off. Verify the light's red. Then you can check your oil. You can take off your cover. You can clean the inside. You can make it all nice and do what you need to. But don't ever do it with the green light on, because it could have a power failure, activate, rip your arms, hands, legs, and hose off. Now, if this thing is going to start and run, what do you think is another important thing we could do here, Assistant Chief Chape?
As far as what situation we have. Oh, the windows. It should be closed.
And why is that?
That's CO.
Because of CO. And what's another thing we could do to protect ourselves besides having the windows? What kind of devices can we have in our house?
CO alarms.
CO alarms.
Make sure they work. Make sure you change the batteries twice a year with your your clock changes, and also have smoke alarms.
And have smoke alarms too. So just for fun, since it's Generator Monday, and we're gonna not wait for this thing to start it on its own, we're just gonna let Assistant Chief Chape start it. So you just do that by pushing the blue button for fun.